Welcome back to another review by Vilpi. I have been using the Oneplus Nord for past 2 weeks, and in this video I'm going to share my experience using the device and also giving you my overall recommendation about purchasing this phone. Let's discuss the build quality. The phone is made from plastic and glass. We have Gorilla Glass 5 in the front and back, a frame built from plastic and buttons made from metal. The phone feels very good to hold in hand. It has a glossy look in the back and it's a fingerprint magnet, but the overall build quality and feeling is better than the most of the phones in the mid-range category. It looks quite premium and I like the overall design of the phone. I usually prefer a phone with a boxier shape. This sits somewhere between. This is the gray Onyx color and is my favorite one. It has some metallic finish to it which I really like. OnePlus Nord comes with a 6.4 Full HD AMOLED display that supports 90Hz refresh rate. The display is bright indoors and outdoors, but remember, for getting the maximum brightness, you need to make sure you have turned on the adaptive brightness. Overall quality of the display is one of the best you can get on a mid-range phone. It is definitely different from what you get on a flagship display. So when I compared it with OnePlus 7T, I like the color and the sharpness on 7T much more than this one. The point is, this is the best display you can get on a mid-range phone, but is not a flagship display. You can switch between 60 and 90 Hz. Keep it on 90 as it definitely worth the little extra battery consumption for a smoother experience. You can also set the color profile based on your preferences, but overall I wasn't able to get that punchy color I get on my OnePlus 7T Pro. The optical fingerprint scanner is located under the display. It is fast and it is accurate. Based on my experience, it is one of the fastest fingerprint scanner you can get out there. We can also use face unlock to unlock the phone. It is not as secure as fingerprint, but I believe it is the fastest face unlock in the market. In terms of performance, the phone is really fast. I could play Call of Duty with maximum quality without any issue. So overall gaming experience is quite smooth. So you shouldn't have any problem in daily usage of the phone. But to be more critical, this is a mid-range device. So saying that you don't realize this is not a flagship chipset is not very true. Even in day-to-day use, you can surely feel it is different, but is not noticeable for, I would say, like 90% of the users. So what I'm saying is that this is probably the fastest phone in the mid-range category. I'm not talking about benchmarks, I'm talking about the overall user experience. But if you're among that 10%, don't expect to get flagship performance from a mid-range phone. I have done some speed tests for this device, which is already in the channel, so go look into it, and we'll do some more. Make sure you're subscribed and you don't miss the upcoming speed test between this one and the OnePlus 7T Pro. In terms of battery life, I could usually get something around 4 to 5 hours of screen on time, sometimes a bit more, but I usually use it with maximum brightness, and it took me around 1 hour to get the phone fully charged from 0 to 100 with the standard charger coming with the phone. Now let's talk cameras. We have 4 cameras on the back and 2 selfies on the front. Don't bother with the macro and the depth camera on the back. They're just bad, they're useless. Let's talk about the rest. The camera app experience remains consistent as other OnePlus devices and it's full featured, so you get several options to take a shot, including the Pro mode. The main camera takes good shots. There's plenty of details. The colors are saturated. The dynamic range is quite good, and the software does a good job in the image processing side. There is no dedicated telephoto lens, but you can zoom up to 2 times. The ultra-wide camera struggles a bit to maintain the sharpness and the dynamic range of the main camera, but that is usually the case for most of the ultra-wide cameras on other phones as well. So overall, I was impressed by the quality of the camera and especially the portrait mode. It was quite detailed, sharp and snappy. So I think as a mid-range phone, OnePlus Nord takes good photos, both in good and low lights. The selfie camera on the other side lets you switch between standard mode and the wide mode. The wide mode struggles a bit in maintaining the color accuracy and the sharpness of the main camera, especially in low lights, things getting a bit more tricky. For the video recording, I was quite impressed by the quality of both main and the ultra-wide camera on the back of the phone in daylights. They can record up to 4K with 30 frames per second with OIS. Interestingly, the front camera supports 4K 60 FPS, but the cameras on the back are limited to 30. So I hope a software update in future can enable that. During night, the video recording quality is bad with too much of noise, and that brings me to the most disappointing part of this phone, which is the speaker. A single mediocre speaker at the bottom of the phone, which is loud, but it has a terrible quality. Now we get to the last part of this video, which is my personal opinion and recommendation for you guys about purchasing this phone. So overall, I think OnePlus Nord is a good phone. And if you want to spend something around 400 euros on a phone, this is probably the best phone or the best deal you can get in the Android market. But if you want to go a bit higher, for example, like 450 or 500 euros, I think you have better option. For example, OnePlus 7T, which is from last year, it is a better phone compared to this one in all the aspects, in my opinion. So you can find that with similar price around 450 or 500 online, maybe from eBay, and I think that is a better deal comparing to this one. So if your budget is limited to 400 and you can also accept a mediocre speaker, I think you can just go with OnePlus Nord. It's a very good phone. But if you have more budget, probably there are better options out there, and OnePlus 7T can be one of them. So this was it, guys, in this video. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you like my videos, and if you have any question about this phone, just please write it down in the comments and I try to get back to you guys whenever possible. So thank you for watching, and until the next one.